Worry. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Worry and fear is a real thing, but it does rob us of a happy, fun life if we're worried about things. Worry and fear are very closely connected, as with fear and excitement, and we'll talk about that, how we can switch the fear into feeling excited. Worry is a complete waste of imagination. We think by worrying that we're going to change an outcome, that we can make everything better and prevent something bad from happening. But what happens is when we go with the worst case scenario, is that we actually can make it happen because, as I've said many times, we're energy. And what we hold in our head, we hold in our hand. And I just realized that there's a new word out there. It's called catastrophizing. And people do it when they're worried. They completely create these catastrophes. They're thinking about catastrophes all the time. Well, that's a new phrase. It's called catastrophizing. And let's learn never to do that. If you're new here, I'm Minivan Lee. I've been a nomad living in my minivan for 5 years. This is my home. This is my studio. And I made you coffee or tea, whatever you need and whatever you like. There you go. There's yours. Here's mine. Cheers. Let's have a little talk about how not to worry. Never worry again, ever. So how's your coffee or tea? I've got tea. I've given up coffee first thing in the morning. But later in the day, I will drink it. I did get it completely out of my minivan. And if I want coffee, I got to go out and get my coffee. Didn't Seinfeld do that? He goes, I get my coffee on the outside. Yeah. Very good. I've lived in my minivan for 5 years, full time. Everything I own is in my minivan. So welcome if you're new. And if you're a regular subscriber, thanks for spending time with me. I really appreciate it. So let's get into this worry thing. A lot of people do worry. And they worry so needlessly. And one of the problems is that we don't even know we're worrying. We have these thoughts and we have these conversations inside of our heads, and we don't even realize half the time that we're doing it. And don't worry that these will be difficult. No, don't worry about anything. Let's have fun with this. Number one, the first tool I want to give you is not my idea. I follow Mel Robbins. And she's just awesome. In fact, she's the one who, if you've been watching me a while, is the one who told us about the high five, where you high five yourself. Every morning when you're in the bathroom, of course, my mirror's over here because I'm a nomad, but my mirror's over here. And when I get up, when I first wake up, I will high five myself in the mirror. I still do it. And I just high five myself, and then I tell myself that good things are coming my way. And she said something magical happens. So she gives a challenge for 5 days. Do it straight for 5 days every morning and see what happens. And high five other people too. But she has created, and she's used for years, she said, the 5-second rule. So let's get into that. She's had a fear of flying, and a lot of people do. So let's go with that with an example, the fear of flying. So what she does is, there's 2 steps to it. She counts down, and what that does is it resets your brain. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She says that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then she goes into one of her anchor thoughts. Now, what the anchor means, to anchor onto it. So the anchor thought is really, I would more call it an anchor vision, because it's something you've created. So she's on a plane, she says, and if you feel like, oh, you have fear of flying, but you feel this turbulence and the plane kind of rattles, shakes. She does the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then she goes into one of her anchor thoughts. She visions herself with her mom wherever she's going, and she visions herself doing something with that person, like walking on the beach with her mom or her sister or her best friend, or camping, or just pulling up into or seeing in the airport, somebody's holding up a sign, grandma's here, or whatever, Yeah. So go with an anchor thought, what I would call an anchor vision. So if you have a worry of something, that is, and I tried it yesterday. Something came to my mind. I thought, well, why would I think of that? Those worry things, they just pop in our head. We don't even understand why we do it, but they do pop up in there. And then if we were aware of our thoughts, then we can catch it. Well, I did catch it, especially since I knew I was going to be talking about this. And I did it. I tried it at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I quickly thought of something that would be the opposite of what I was worried about. And it really did help. One of the reasons why this works, because fear is so closely related to excitement. And I mean, when we're excited, let's think of like being excited like a child. Ooh, I'm so excited. You're excited about something. It can have the same physical reactions, like you become to sweat. You sweat, your heart starts racing. You're excited. Well, what happens is that the brain treats each one differently. The body treats it the same, but the mind treats it differently. So if we can take that fear and turn it into excitement, that's where your anchor vision comes in. You see in your mind, you're seeing the plane is shaking. I might die. So we can take that anchor thought and turn it into excitement. I'm going to see my best friend. Here we go. So if we can turn that around, there you go. There's a tool to put in your life's toolbox. Now I'm going to give you one of my tools. Well, it's an old ancient tool, yes. Oh, that's good. I'm drinking, it's yogi tea, and it's called Positive Energy. And it's tangerine. It's so good. It really is good. And one of you actually, I talked about this before, and you commented, you said, I tried it, and it is really good. So we've got down 2 people saying, wow, it's yogi tea. You can find it in Walmart, grocery stores. Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you a little story about me briefly. Don't worry. It'll be brief. Don't worry. Never worry again. Well, sometimes I would wake up throughout my life. I think we all kind of have. And it feels like there's this dark cloud over my head. And I don't know why. There's nothing else. There's nothing going on in my life. But I wake up and it's like this doom thing. There's doom. It's unpleasant for sure. I think it sort of relates to first waking up and the past. A lot of the past will just come creeping up. If I lay and I'm just laying down and kind of waking up, getting out of my, coming out of the delta waves of our brain where we're really sleeping, and I start moving into the theta, which is sort of the subconscious mind is still out. It's out. But your conscious mind is coming out too. So the conscious mind and the subconscious mind are like mingling. They're mingling. They're talking to each other very closely. Well, sometimes the past can creep up in our minds. Like, we can lay there and go, why did she say that to me? Oh, I hope I didn't hurt his feelings. Or, yeah, that was really mean of, whatever, my dad to say that to me, at dinner 2 weeks ago. All these things, they can just crop up in our head. Well, I think that maybe the past kind of comes up, but I went through a period where there was this doom on a dark cloud over my head. And I didn't like it at all. And who would? And I'm sure that some of you know and can relate and know exactly what I'm talking about. Well, I have been over the past year getting into meditation. Yes, I am a Christian and I do meditate. And I've really learned how to do it, and I've gotten better and better and better at it. Well, it's now a tool that I can offer you to put in your toolbox. What I do, this is what I do. First I gotta pee. Oh yeah. I set my alarm and I go pee. Now, your best time to meditate, if you really do want to do this, and you might have that problem, because let me just say that what the meditation does, it sets the whole tone for the day. Oh yeah, I have reset what I'm going to think about. I've reset everything in my mind so I can go forth throughout the day with a vision. Okay, so I go pee and I reach over here. I get a drink of water. Get water. I put some lip gloss on because my lips do get chapped, and I just want to be comfortable. I want to be as comfortable as possible. Then I lay back down and I get comfortable. I do a guided meditation, but here's the thing, just to let you know, I'm going to be producing one and I will offer that to you also. So if you want a guided meditation. Now, the one that I do is about 45, 50 minutes, but it really resets everything for me. And I lay there and I concentrate on what the guided meditation is talking about. And sometimes I don't know what I'm going to meditate on. I kind of wait for it to but something always comes up. Like, ooh, meditate on that to improve myself. And it sets the tone for it's a vision of what I want. It's like what I talk about. Get rid of the past and let's create our future. People say, well, I can't predict the future. Well, actually we can, because we can create it, because that's what goes on up here. We can decide what we want to do. We can decide what we want to think, because up here is the captain. I'll just mention again, captain. And this is a soldier. The captain tells a soldier what to do. Our emotions are in our body. That's where they reside, in our body. Like the adrenal gland, the heart pumping, the love, and a lot of our energy and our emotions are down here. But this is the captain. And let's start letting the captain run the ship instead of letting our emotions running the ship, which could also be, let's say, face it, it's what we're talking about, worry. Excessive, needless worry. It is a waste of imagination. So that's what I've been doing. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. It has changed my life. And I've been meditating every day. I look forward to it. Actually, I really do look forward to it. It's fun. And because when I'm done, then I've got a vision for the day. I know where I'm going to go for the day, and I know where I'm going to go for the future. And if we can vision what we want and put it out there, there's energy out there, it will come to us. Okay, so there's another tool for your toolbox. So number 1 was the 5-second rule. Number 2, we just talked about meditate. Number 3, food. If we are not eating proper food and we're getting a lot of junk and we're not getting proper nutrients and our body isn't functioning well, our bowels aren't working properly, we're not getting enough water in our system, this is not going to work properly. And a lot of worry is going to crop up. I mean, if anything else, I think inside we're going to worry about our health. Well, so let's talk about some foods that can help change our mood and stop some of the worry. It will get us into a better mood, get depression and fear, things like that end up turning into worry, dissipate, and have a more happy life. So walnuts, it's a nut, and it's one of the highest quality nuts for changing our mood and helping in depression. Next would be fermented foods. The gut-brain connection. They've done so much research on this now. If the bacteria in our gut isn't working properly, then it does affect the brain. Cherry tomatoes, lycopene, helps in mood. And one of the reasons that cherry tomatoes is so good is because they're portable, they're palpable, and they're poppable. There you go. And because they're small, there's a lot more skin on them, and that's where the lycopene resides. Leafy greens, they're anti-inflammatory, and they help in our mood. If we don't feel good, we're not going to be in a good mood, and that's when worry and fear start cropping up. Oh yeah, apples. An apple a day keeps depression away, and it keeps worry away. Apples have pectin. We need that for our gut. Beans, fiber, protein, and it helps regulate our moods. Berries, oh yeah. The colorful dark colors, they help release cortisol. Now let's talk about cortisol just for a minute. Cortisol is created from the adrenal gland. It helps us in our fight or flight. If there's a monster coming, a dinosaur, and we see it, that cortisol is released into our body, and it helps give us energy to run away. Or the bears, we're supposed to play dad. Well, who came up with that one? Yeah. So yeah, if you have to run from a bear, you need the extra energy, and that's what cortisol does for us. But the problem is that stress from days gone by are different than stress now. Now we stress about things that we can't run from. They're just constantly there. Whether we're stuck in traffic, or somebody says something mean to us online. Those can be stressful, and they do, and it releases cortisol. Worry releases cortisol into our body. Well, if we're not running, when we ran, we released we used up the cortisol. But if we're not running away and we're just worrying, it just is sitting and it's accumulating in our body. Well, the berries help us. Oats, they deliver energy to us, and they don't cause a huge sugar high like a lot of other cereals do. So try to go with just oats without adding sugar to it. Mushrooms, oh yeah, they help with blood sugar, and they help with your gut bacteria, which helps with that gut-brain connection. Avocados, they're healthy fats, and it helps with proper brain function. Oh, dark chocolate, it reduces mental stress. Now, you want to go with at least 85% cocoa or above. You don't want so much sugar and fat in there. But yeah, the cocoa bean is a great antioxidant. And then pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds have tryptophan in it, and it helps to relax us and get us in a better mood. Exercise. Oh, yeah. I know. Exercise. A lot of you have purchased my exercise tape. It's not expensive. I've got a complete, and then I've got some that are lower cost, and they're broken up into sections like stretching, strength, leg work. Yeah. So there you have that. And then, of course, the weights. But I do have a complete routine that I have lately been doing because I'm going to tell you all, I'm on the road right now. And right now I am in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I think I got a sneeze coming on. Let's see. Okay, I think it went away. It's there waiting. You know how that goes. It's just kind of in the background. Ooh. Okay, yeah. So I have been traveling, and here's one of the reasons that let all you guys know. The reason I couldn't go to the east is, did anybody check out the weather? From Oklahoma all the way across, there were tornado warnings, severe thunderstorms, rain. Yeah. So I got into New Mexico, and I just stopped. So I've been hanging out in Albuquerque right now. I went up to Santa Fe. Now I'm in Albuquerque, having a good time, and I'll be leaving in a day. So I wanted to get this out to you. So by exercising, we're releasing those energy channels. We can think better. We can be happier. Yeah. So yeah, exercise is very important. And then our last is, this seems so simple, but I'm just going to say it. We need to get proper sleep. We need to be sleeping. They say some people are different. They're coming up with now that you need 8 hours of sleep. You just do. That was the old model. Then they went into this other model. Now they're going into the old model again. You need about 8 hours of sleep. If you don't, your mind is not going to work properly. We need to have our dream time. If we're not having our proper going into our dream phases, yeah. I mean, you can you become mentally ill. You can lose your mind if you don't get sleep. In fact, keeping somebody up is a torture technique to keep them up. They're so confused. Well, where would confusion is got to be linked to where you're going to start worrying. So if you want to never worry again, also include in your toolbox getting to bed at the right time, getting up at the right time. And they say a routine is best to keep things on a proper routine. They do say it's better. I got some tea burps here. It's keeping it real. If you can, like, let's say you have a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job. Well, on your, whatever it is, your schedule, on your days off, you should keep the same schedule. Your body can get so out of whack. And once that happens, the mind isn't going to work properly. Worry is going to start creeping in. Negative thoughts are going to start creeping in. And then your life can start sliding down. So you want your life to slide up. You want to be able to say, good things are coming my way. So you want to be in good frame of mind to grab those things that are coming your way. Let's talk about nomads and worry. I found online a list of things that people who like to be alone never think about. They never do. These are things that people who love to be alone never have to deal with. Well, in my opinion, that would relate to a nomad, because nomads do like to be alone a lot. I like to be alone. We're comfortable with being alone. So let me go through a list because I didn't memorize them here. Okay, nomads don't worry about other people's opinions. We're very self-assured. We just don't. We're comfortable being alone. We could care less what other people think about us, right? Nomads don't have to prove themselves. We're alone. We don't have to worry about stuff like that. And nomads don't do things that we don't want to do. Yeah. We're very independent. Nomads don't have to worry about finding something to say in a crowd of people or in a group of people. I mean, we're comfortable. We don't mind. We can listen. We don't mind that we don't have to chatter all the time. Yeah. And these are people who like to be alone, and that's why I've included it with nomads, because I think those would be, of all the nomads that I've met, those would be qualities that I've seen. Nomads don't care about whether they're going to miss out on something. That seems to be kind of a young thing, but I do know nomads who go here and go there and go there and go there. Oh, there's something happening over here. And it's like they think they're going to miss out on something. Well, I'm going to just say it. That's not me. I could care less. I know that I'm not going to miss out on that because I'm having fun with this. I'm having fun just doing what I'm doing. Yeah. Nomads don't need time to think. We got all the time in the world to think. And that's very important, to have yourself time to think. Yeah. Except, thinking positive thoughts. But if we have time to just kind of think and go into ourselves just a little bit and do what we're doing, worry is not going to creep in on that. And we don't have to exaggerate or lie about things just to be part of the cool group. No, we're already the cool group. We're unto ourselves a cool group. So as far as nomads go, I think that we worry less. But here's the thing though. I do have a list of things I put together that I have noticed in comments and in Minivan Lisa's Nomad Life Facebook group. Go join, go apply and join. That we talk about. There are certain things that nomads do worry about. And I'm going to talk about each one and you're going to recognize them. Okay. And I'll give you a suggestion how to overcome it. So, where am I going to park at night? Oh yeah. Number one, am I going to find a place to park? Even the most seasoned nomads, and I do it sometimes too when I'm traveling. Where am I going to park? Am I going to be safe? What am I, where is this going to be? Well, I have a solution for it. And then if it does crop up and you still worry about it, then here's what you could think about. But basically, you want to research places. You will join the Facebook group, and even if we had one gal that didn't know where she was going to park at night, and she got on the Facebook group, and people in real time were going, go here, tell us where you are, go here, go there, and check this one out. And everybody was doing research for her. She found a place. It was phenomenal. It was great. If you're out traveling, Cracker Barrel, Pilot, Love's, Petro, those are your truck stops. There are still Walmarts out there that do let you park. Just go in and ask. And some of them are now paid. There's a section. Go over to this section. Yeah. A casino at night. Yeah. Just go in and ask, say, and they'll let you register your license plate so they know who you are if you're spending the night. But research, and there are apps out there that you can use to do that. Okay. But if you do find yourself really worrying and you're getting really stressed out, do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then vision yourself waking up the next morning and you are refreshed. And so if that worry comes, do that and then vision that. Okay. Number 2, my car could break down. Oh yeah, that's what nomads worry about. My rig could break down. What am I going to do? Well, usually it's not as bad as people think. Sometimes on that one, sometimes I've had to go the worst case scenarios. I go, well, what would be the big deal? I mean, so I have to call and it'll get towed. I'll have to wait. Yes, it's going to delay me and I have to wait to get my car looked at. So, but here's the thing. If you want to prevent that, then take care of your car. Before you get on the road, check your tires. Check your fluids. If you know something's wrong with your vehicle, then don't ignore it. Address it. I had that one oil leak and I kind of ignored it. Oh yeah, I did until then finally somebody looked at it and said, look, you're leaking all over the place. You're leaking and now you've messed up a couple of other items in your engine area that's going to make your car run. And if you know that something's going on with your vehicle and you know it probably is time to get a new one, then do it. Why spend all that time worrying about it? But if you're on the road and you think, oh, what if my car breaks down? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, vision yourself arriving, just like on the plane trip. Vision yourself arriving safely, no problems. There you go. Okay, break in. Somebody's going to break into my rig and somebody's going to steal things. Or I'm going to go in, I'm going to go have coffee, I'm going to come back, and my vehicle's going to be gone. And I mean, there are people that worry about that aren't just nomads. But the problem is what we own. Everything we own is usually in our rigs. So go ahead and get yourself an alarm system. Do what needs to be done. Chances are people are going to break into a home more than they're going to break into a car. I always cover my windows. That way nobody knows if somebody's in there is going to come out and kick their ass. Sorry, I swore. I did. Oops. But, they never do know, do they, if somebody's going to come out and kick their ass. So there you go. Cover your windows. Don't let anybody see what's in your van. A lot of people put those curtains across and leave the cab area open. Oh no, I never do that. I don't have a curtain that goes across. I want my whole rig, my whole minivan to be part of my home. I don't want to cut it off. And I have side windows and I have my front windows. And of course on these here, I have window dark tinting. Okay, so if you think about that and you worry about that when you leave, just go ahead and do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Envision yourself coming back and your car's going to be there. And you're going to be happy and you had fun. And then you're going to go driving off. Okay, next and last is getting lost. Well, make sure that your phone is always charged up. And use Google. And follow Google the best you can. And again, do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and envision yourself arriving. So nomads do worry. We don't worry about some of the other silly stuff, like, ooh, we tend not to. I mean, some do. We tend not to. But we do have our own little worries going on, don't we? Never worry again. Now you don't have to ever worry again. You don't have, because now you know how to not worry. Again, I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope you enjoyed this. Now, it really does help if you like and you comment and you subscribe. It really helps me out. And when you do that, and please share this with your friends, your family. Maybe you know somebody that worries a lot. Share it with all of your nomad friends too, so that I can keep continuing, with more videos. Now down below, you're going to find a whole lot of videos that I've done already. Feel free to go down there and check out what I've already produced. I've been doing this for 2 years now, so there's a lot of subjects I've covered. I do enjoy making videos, and I enjoy spending time with you. Love you guys. Never worry again. Love you. Bye.